Step 10, connect the cables. During this step, you'll be connecting the motor and limit switch cables to the machine and then to the controller. All right, to start out, we need to identify the motor and the limit switch cables that we are going to be using. The motor cable connectors will only connect in a single orientation. The motor connectors include a feature right here that allows the connectors to securely attach together by threading a metal collar from the male end to the female end. Now we're going to connect the motor cables and limit switches to the Z-axis. So using a 3mm Allen key, remove the 4 M4 outer screws on the back of the Z-axis to allow for an easier installation of the Z-axis motor. And then you'll want to remove the plastic cover that is on top of the Z-axis. Insert the Z-axis motor cable into the female connector and thread the collar onto the connector. Now connect the Z-axis limit switch from the drag chain to the black and blue limit switch pigtail, which is at the front of the Z-axis. And then we're going to route the spindle cable through the notch on the left-hand side of the Z-axis. And then take a zip tie and thread it through the small plastic white piece. And then we're going to put the connection between the two cables underneath that zip tie just to keep this from coming loose when we're actually using the X-Carve Pro. Then we're going to slide the gasket installed on the spindle cable into the notch. Now we can reinstall the Z-axis back plate using those same 4 M4 screws using a 3mm Allen key, and then reinstall the plastic Z-axis cover using the 4 reserve screws and the 2.5mm Allen key. In part 3, we're going to connect the motor cables and limit switches to the X-axis. So insert the X-axis motor cable into the female connector behind the gantry and thread the collar into the connector. Then route the X-axis limit switch through the hole in the back of the Y1 gantry riser and attach to the limit switch pigtails that are on the X-axis. Then attach a zip tie through the white zip tie pad to keep the connector in place. Now we're going to attach the X-axis riser covers. So using a 2mm Allen key and 9 M3x6 flathead screws, we're going to attach the Y1 metal riser cover to the Y1 side of the gantry. And then we're going to repeat the same step for the Y2 metal riser cover, but this time with 8 M3x6 flathead screws. And we don't want to over tighten the M3x6 flathead screws because we could strip the screws. In part 4, we're going to connect the motor cables to the Y1 and Y2 axes. So insert the Y1 axis motor cable, and this is packaged separately and labeled, into the female connector on the Y1 motor and thread the collar into the connector. Now insert the Y2 axis motor cable, also packaged separately, into the female connector on the Y2 motor and thread the collar into the connector. And now with part 5, we're going to connect the limit switch cables to Y1 and Y2 axes. First, we're going to need to remove the end plates on the Y1 and Y2 axes. This will give us access to the limit switch pigtail on the inside. So attach the Y1 limit switch cable, this is also packaged separately, to the black and blue pigtail that's coming out of the back of the Y1 front plate. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. And last but not least, part 6, we're going to route our cables. So route all of the cable ends that were inserted during this entire step under the machine frame and towards the back of the machine near where the controller is placed. Now there are zip tie pads attached to the bottom of each cross member. You can use those and a few zip ties to keep your cables off the top of your workbench if you want.